Welcome back to Every Kind of I Do, where we're going to talk about weirdo love stories, couples doing their weddings their own way, and everything that I get to photograph in between all of that. And it's for anyone planning something. If you're planning a wedding or an event, if you're a wedding pro working weddings and you just need some inspiration and some ideas and want to do some things differently, then you're in the right place. I'm Jen with Weirdo Weddings Photography, and I'm here to talk to you today. This is going to be a fun one. Again, I've got my green shirt, my fair wear on again. We're going to talk about a quiver bouquet and a Lego cake. Now, this wedding was so unique because I met them at a kind of like a Star Wars Day thing. Okay. So I met them at a Star Wars Day thing and they said, "Oh, yeah, we're getting married." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's fantastic." Huge Lego nerds. Huge. And this is the beautiful thing about my job is that whenever you're nerding out about something, I get to nerd out about it with you. And my job is to photograph your nerddom and your fandom, whatever that could be. So today, what makes this episode fun is that I haven't seen this before as of yet. Okay, there's a lot of different ways that people do flowers. There's a lot of different ways they carry them or don't carry them. I mean, I've seen lanterns, I've seen traditional bouquets, I've seen alternative bouquets, you name it. But up until this wedding, I had never seen them put it into the quiver that holds the arrows. Because while this is at as a Renaissance festival, it is actually much more Robin Hood-esque. So bow and arrow kind of things. You're going to have a quiver full of arrows. And this is kind of like leaning into that. And that also leaned into the designs for their wedding cake. So we're going to get into that because this is super fun. Super, super fun. Okay, we're going to start here first though, because I want you to see, even though you can't see the quiver right away, you can see that he is hands-free and he's just hanging out with his flowers on his back. And these are lovely, just lovely color tones. Okay, so you can see it's big, it's bold, it is not a tiny bouquet. It is one big happy family of well, it's one big happy photograph, but it's also one big happy family of flowers together. And it kind of goes with their outfits. They have complimentary things about their outfits and also their headpieces. So they have these adorable little crowns, right? So you can kind of see when we're looking forward now, you can kind of see how their outfits go together and how the quiver is worn right here. And then also, this is kind of like mimicking, even though it's a shoulder piece, this is a big statement piece. This is an accent piece to the outfits. You'll notice that they're very similar in cut and style, two completely different yet complementary colors and things happening. They had these necklaces that they were reversible. Okay. So if you were a part of this wedding side of the party, then you wore this side of the necklace. And if you were a part of this side, then you wore this necklace. Because, like, you can clearly tell there's two different styles here. But if you flip them over, it's like it was your way of, like, I'm here to support Chris, or I'm here to support Josh. Whatever your support was, you could flip it back and forth. I thought it was awesome, but it also lends to the theme here. Like it's beautiful wooden beads. There was some handmade elements to this wedding too that I don't have time to get into all that today, but I wanted to show you how they did their flowers and how they did their outfits. This is it's a just a slightly different photo. But also, what I forgot to mention, hopefully this is a good enough photo to show you. They both have metal elf ears on. Metal elf ears, my friends. All right, let's get into this cake. So, the lovely thing about this particular festival is that the cake person is exceptional. And what happens is they take an idea and you collaborate on it, and then the final result is sometimes a complete surprise on the wedding day. Like That's another thing about wedding cakes is that if you're not getting like, I need to have a photo of the cake before I get to my wedding to make sure it's right. That's great too. Like you want to make sure it's right when you get there. And then also you have the opportunity to be surprised and completely wowed. Kind of like a first look for your cake. So what I want to showcase is it's a storybook and they have the Legos around the table and it looks like a partially built castle wall right here at the bottom corner, which I think is adorable. These flowers are Lego flowers. Okay, these are not real. These are all Lego flowers. Well, with the exception of these branchy twig things, right? But their cake topper is also them as Legos. Okay. Look at this. Look how cute that is. They even have glasses. This one's got glasses and everything. Little crown, the little symbol here from the necklace that you saw earlier. This one's holding a turkey leg. And you see this partially built castle. And I believe this is a little two-tier cake that's kind of like infused with this castle. And then a big storybook. I think it works lovely. So here's a better look at the setup for the small two-tier cake. And so we can zoom in on these details of the Lego flowers, but you also have the twigs here, but you also have this deep, beautiful green ribbon around the cake. So it's something to think about when you're asking for a more thematic cake is, can I have textured elements and soft elements all put into one thing? Probably so. There's a little bit of hard textures going on in this, but the cake looks so delicate and soft. Like you don't have to do anything to the frosting. Just keep it as is, right? Keep it very simple. But then you have like, look at these guys. Look, they even have catch lights in their eyes. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. That's so sweet. And it's like I was there, but I'm reliving it all over again because I'm like, aw. Because sometimes on a wedding day, I don't have time to think or take everything in. And that's why the photographs to me, like if I come back and I look at this, I can be like, oh my God, wow, look at these little baby's breath Legos. I love it. But you can see that whatever your passion and nerdiness is, bring it into your wedding. Even if it's just in your cake or the style and the attire that you're wearing, but also like you don't have to do everything they're telling you to do. You don't have to do a traditional bouquet. You don't have to carry it a certain way. I've talked in previous episodes about veils and capes and hooded capes and all different kinds of things that people are doing these days to wear these kinds of things. You don't have to wear any of it. You can wear none of it. But what are you wanting to do on your wedding day? That's my question to you today. And are you a Lego enthusiast? Because I would be curious to know. Um, I have a young daughter and we have a few Lego things around the house, but not as intensive as this kind of stuff. Also, just so you know, in a future episode, I will talk about their guest book because their guest book was also Lego inspired. So anyway, thank you for joining me today. Like and subscribe and let me know, are you a Lego enthusiast? What has been your favorite build so far? And are you going to do this for your wedding? I'd love to know. Talk to you soon. This is Jen with Every Kind of I Do. I will see you later.